Happy December 10th. Okay, let's start it off that way. I spent the first 39 seconds of this video before I edited it out debating on how I was going to start this video. So let's just start it off by saying Happy December 10th. Unless it's not December 10th, then that will make life really awkward. It's December 9th. Happy December 9th. Okay, so I realized I said I was going to put out a video every Wednesday, but I think I lied. Because, honestly, I put out videos when I want. I can't set a day for myself to actually put out a video and vlog. Because that's not going to happen. I don't roll that way. But today, I seriously need some help. I have a stack of 4 books here next to me. And they're giant books. Okay, well, one of them is a giant book. And it's not really a book, it's more of like an entire series of books consisted into one book. But I need help. So I'm going to talk to you, and hopefully you can help me. I have all of these books to read, and I've told people that I'm going to read them. Some of them are my friends' books, and I need to give them back, so I really need to read them. This is the first book that I really need to read. I cannot, for the life of me, get myself interested in this book. I get to chapter 2, and I have to put it down, and I don't pick it back up again. I've started this book 4 times. I can probably read you chapter 1 without even having to read it off the pages. I can probably just recite it to you, because I've read it thoroughly 4 times. I can't get into this book to save my life. And I know I really need to read this book because all my friends want to talk to me about it because they read it as the Hunger Games series came out. They read Mockingjay, Catching Fire as they came out. And I'm the only one who hasn't read them in the movies coming out, so I really need to read these Hunger Games series. One day I will force myself to do it. Pride, Prejudice, and Zombies. I love the Pride and Prejudice. I really, truly do. It's a great book. I loved watching it more than I liked reading it. And if you've ever read Pride and Prejudice, you know why I can't get into this book. Or why anyone can't get into this book. It's so slow and so wordy because of the time period it was written in. It's a great book. It's fantastic. I'm not going to lie. I've read The Pride and Prejudice, and I loved it. This is just difficult. Pride, Prejudice, and Zombies. Zombies make it slightly more entertaining. Only slightly. But now, unfortunately, I'm comparing the zombie version to the real version. I'm like, oh, well, that, I don't know. But it's a good book. If you haven't picked up Pride, Prejudice, and Zombies, and you like the Pride and Prejudice, or you like any form of Jane Austen novel, please go pick it up. It's hilarious. And look, I'm going to show you a quick picture that's inside of this book. This is the wedding scene between Lizzie's best friend and her cousin, Mr. Collins. Zombies attack, break up the wedding. They turn into zombies. It's pretty freaking cool. You should really read it. And I should really finish reading it because, as you can see, I'm about 70 pages in. It'll come up. I promise. Alright, my next book that I really need to read is my personal book, so is Pride, Prejudice, and Zombies. That one belongs to me too. But the next one that I really need to read is the Anne Rice, The Vampire Chronicles. I've already read The Vampire Chronicles, but I haven't read this version of them, which is all of them. So if this book just looks massive to you, let me show you this. This is in comparison to my head. This also needs to be read. But unfortunately, this is going to take me a lot longer because it is all of the Vampire Chronicles in one book. If you haven't read the Vampire Chronicles, this would be Interview with the Vampire, Queen of the Damned, Vampire Armand, Lestat, all of those vampire books. You should go read them because vampire books are wonderful and not shiny and Twilighty. Which brings me to my next book, and I'm really depressed that I have to read this again, but I'm going to. This little black book here. If you don't know what this book is, good for you. If you haven't read this book, good for you. This book isn't very big. It's probably one of the smallest in my selection here next to Pride, Prejudice, and Zombies. But that book's actually really big, but the font is really small. If you haven't read this book before, don't waste your time. The reason I'm reading it again is because last time I read it was as they were coming out, and I thought they were the best darn thing since sliced bread. I'm gonna give it another shot because I'm following this blog on Tumblr that takes apart this book piece by piece, and it's hilarious. And I want to know if it's actually accurate and what my honest opinion on this book is. Now, mind you, I am going to be posting vlogs about my opinions on these books as I'm reading them. So if you don't know if this book is, prepare to be ashamed of me. I have a lot of reading to do today, and the worst part is the semester isn't over yet, so I still have a lot of schoolwork to do before the semester ends too. What is one book you have started multiple times, or you just can't bring yourself to read? Put that in the comment box, which is roughly there.